Hey guys, this is Mark. In this video, I will talk about an API to resend email confirmation. In one of the previous videos, I talked about email confirmation being sent when user registers with your application, and that is done when email confirmation required option is turned on. And there may be situations when an email is sent out, user loses it, they missed the email, maybe it has gone to a spam folder. For whatever reason, in some applications, you may want to offer an option to resend email confirmation. So for instance, picture login screen, and there is a registration option, user registered, and you said, hey, check the email. They get sidetracked, they come back, they go to the login screen, they cannot log in. And the system will provide an error saying, hey, email registration is required. And the user is like, okay, well, I don't have that email. And if the application offers an option to resend email confirmation, that would be great or pretty good user experience. So in case when you want to programmatically resend an email confirmation, there is an API for that. And this is the API we are focusing on in this video. It's going to be Codeless. But just like with any other API, it is available in all other SDKs that we provide. Codeless is sort of the easiest way to demonstrate it just because of the visual aspect of how that API works. Now, the scenario is going to be like this. I will register a user, an email is going to go out, and we will ignore that email. We will see that in the user status. Now that you learn about it, we'll say email confirmation pending. And then I will demonstrate the API to resend that email confirmation message. Now let's switch to front end. And in here, I already have the button to register user. Let's go into the logic. As you can see, it will register me as that user. Let's run this page just to make sure that that user is created. So here, click register. Now the register created that user. We can confirm that in the backend section. As you can see, here's the user and the status is email confirmation pending. Now, let's just say that in your user interface, in your application, you have an option to resend email confirmation. And for this, in our primitive UI, let's add another button. And the label for that button will say resend email confirmation. There you go. And then the logic for this button, let's go into the logic for the on-click event. You will see that under in the Backendless section, under users API, there is a block that says resend email confirmation. Let's take a look at the parameters. So the parameter is user identity. By now, you should know very well what user identity is. It's going to be a value from a column that is marked as identity. In this application that I'm using for the demo purposes, the email column is marked as identity, which means that from the user, whenever the user wants to your application to resend email confirmation, you need to ask for the value that would be the identity. So if it is the email, they will need to provide the email address. If it is something else, then whatever it is. But whatever the value for identity that the user provided, that's the value that will be going into this parameter. The user for which I want to resend email confirmation is going to be myself, and this is my email address. And that's it. So this is the block. It will basically resend that email confirmation with a new fresh link. And by the way, the link that is included into that email, it expires. I believe it is valid for 5 or 10 days. I'm not sure. I will confirm, and then I will add a note in this video to tell you exactly what it is, or it should actually be covered in the documentation. Anyway, link expires. This will resend an email with a fresh link. Let's run this page again. And here, let me clear the network traffic. Click resend email confirmation. And let's take a look at the response. There is actually no response, that meaning that email has gone out and the user received it. If there was a problem, then you would know about it because there would be an error. Now, let's go back to our application and in the backend, and let's just say that the user clicked that email and we can simulate this by just enabling that user. So user clicked the email, the account is valid, okay? What's going to happen if we were to resend email confirmation for an account that is now enabled? Let's try and see. Click the button, and then notice that there was an error returned from this API. And then here it says user has already confirmed the email address. Email confirmation will not be sent. And this one is packaged as an error. So if you are using Codeless, you can use the try-catch block to catch that error. If you use any of our SDKs, you would also need to catch this error to process it accordingly. But the API is aware of what the user status column is and will act accordingly. So if the user status says that it is enabled, then you would be getting this error back. That's just how that API works. Other than that, it is pretty much it. Very simple API, but can be quite useful depending how you want to structure the user experience in your application for resending email confirmation. Thank you for watching this video, guys. And as always, happy Codeless coding.